Hey guys, what's going on? This is Athava here, and today we are going to make a URL shortener using React and Firebase. So let me tell you how this works. So if I just enter the URL here, like if I enter google.com or google.com, and if I just hit enter, it will just give me an URL. Now, if I just copy this URL and just open this in a new tab, just see what happens. This will redirect me to Google, and that's exactly what we want. Now this will just generate a link which will redirect to the URL you just specified, and that's very easy to make. Like, it would be a good beginner project for the people who are just starting with React, and Firebase just makes things easier. So let's just go ahead and start with this. So to make a React app, we need to just type a command. So the command is npx create react app and the name of your project. For now I'll just put like URL shortener or something. Here we go, and after I just click enter, it will do its thing and make a project for us. So it just depends on system. Like this will take some time. This usually takes some time, but if you have some good fast internet and you have a powerful PC, this should not be a problem for you. For now it's just struggling to do this. Let's just wait. Now once your React app is made, you will just see an happy hacking in the end of the terminal. So like here we just got an happy hacking, so we are ready. So now let's jump into the directory. Now you will see that it made a URL shortener directory which was the name of a project. We will just cd into it. Now you can just open this into Visual Studio Code. So let me open this in Visual Studio Code. Yeah, here we go. Now we need to just do some cleanup. Now if you know some basics of React, we don't need testing right now. We don't even need this logo. So let's just clear this stuff out. I don't need this. I don't need the logo. I don't need the setup tests. I'll just delete them. Now I need to also just go here and remove the logo mention from here. We don't need that either. And here we just don't need everything of this. And I'll just rename this class name to lowercase a app. And I guess that's no, we need to go to app.css and just remove everything from here. And now we'll just save app.js. Now we will go to index.css and add this. We will just remove all the margin and padding and give it a box sizing of border box. Margin 0, padding 0, box sizing, border box. There we go. Now we can just run this. So I'll just press Command J to bring up the terminal. Now I'll just say npm start. Okay, so now this should not show us anything. Let's wait for it. Yeah, this should not show us anything. So let me just go back to making desktops. There we go. Now it will be easier. Now I'll just go ahead and first we need to make a Firebase account, and if you don't have one, you can just make a Google account, and that's basically a Firebase account. So we need to make an app. So let's go to firebase.google.com to make one. So let's go to firebase.google.com. Now if you are signed in, you can just see your logo here, and just go to console, and here you will see all your applications. So I have basically these much, but I haven't even used them. Like, these are of no use, so I'll just make a new one. So what should I even name it? URL shortener YouTube. You can just name it whatever you want. So Google Analytics, it doesn't matter. You can enable it, you cannot enable it. It completely depends on you. What do you want? I'll just enable it. It doesn't matter for me. Now wait till Google gives you the access to your Firebase app. Well, this should not take time. Till then we can just go here and we can just split the terminal and we can install a package called Firebase so that we can just access the database and everything we need. So just go ahead and do npm install Firebase. Now this will basically disinstall the Firebase into your node modules and you can use all the features of the Firebase. Well, this is taking time. Okay, yeah, so your new project is ready. So now it will take me straight to the project. Now to get started, first we need to click here. This means the web. Now we are making for the web and React is based on web, at least React.js is based on web. So let's click on this and now register the app. I'll just say it, URL Shortener YouTube. And if you want, you can set up hosting. If you're trying to host this, you can just do hosting. Now it should not take a lot of time. Yeah, so just ignore all of this. We don't need all of this right now, so just continue to console. And now what you have to do is go to settings and go to project settings and now scroll to bottom. Now you will find this Firebase SDK snippet. Just click on config and just copy this code. This is the one you need. And now let's go back to VS Code. Yeah, this is done installing. Now make a new file in the src directory. We will just call it firebase.js, which will handle everything Firebase related. So I'll just paste that code here. And now since we have that package installed, we can just import it. So let's just do that. Import Firebase from Firebase. Yeah, it works. And now let's initialize an app. So const app is equal to Firebase dot initialize app. It's simple, we just need to pass the config into this. Now we have this set up. Now we can just say const db and we can just say like app dot firestore, and that's all. Your database is set up. Now you can just use this database where you want. And I'll just say export db because we just need to export the database. We don't need to export anything else. Oh, okay, something is wrong. Instead we can just also export it right here. This works. So the database part is set up. Now we can actually work on making this. Before we go any further, we need to enable the Cloud Firestore. So that's important and that's a step I usually miss and that causes trouble. So if I go to Cloud Firestore, this will just load. And now just click on create database, and now just remember you need to select the test mode. If you do the production mode, you need to just configure a hell lot of things. So I'll just do it in the test mode for now. So sure, just select whatever location you want. I'm just going to select the default one. Now it will provision as the database. It won't take time. It should be quick. Okay, now once you see this screen, your database is set up. Now you will have no problem communicating with the database. So let's go back here and now let's start with the plan. So what's the plan? We need to see if the person is landing on the home page, and if the person is landing on the home page, that means we need to show the form. And if it's not on the home page, it's on some other link, then we need to check on the database which link he's trying to visit and just redirect accordingly. So if you didn't understand anything of this, we'll just do it right now. So I'll just go here and install another package called React DOM, which allows us to play with URLs and stuff. So I'll just go ahead and install React DOM. Now this is a pretty small package. Yeah, now I'll just do npm start again. Yeah, this is good. Now let's go here, and first we need to import some stuff from the React Router DOM. So I'll just go here and do like this. First I'll just do this so that the IntelliSense works and it can just auto import stuff, and I'll just do like import from React Router DOM. And now I'm going to type in this, so I'll just do like browser router as router, then I need switch, and then I need route. So I'll just tell you what this means in a minute. So if I just go here, first of all we need to initialize the router, and that's how we do. We just write router, and this is basically a component, so whatever we write inside this is enclosed within a router. So the part inside this is just handled with all the URLs and stuff. So now first we need to introduce a switch. So what the switch does is like whatever inside this completely depends on the URL. Like if you have something even static in this and some other components in this, it will not show if the URL is not correct. So first here we'll do route, and now we can just provide a component to it, and here you can just provide a component and just close it like this. But for passing a component we need to make a component. So let's go here and just make a component. I'll just call it home.js, and we'll also make a file.home.css. so home.css, and home.js will import the CSS file. So import, okay, first we'll do rfce so that we get the syntax ready, and I'll just configure a bit, and I'll just now import the CSS file. So home.css, here we go. Now we can just import it right away. So let's go back to app.js and we'll just write home, and now it should just, yeah, now it will auto import it. As you see, it auto imported it. So now we also need to pass a path. So we will just write if the path is slash. So slash means the home route. Now if someone visits localhost 3000, just show them the home component. It literally means that. Now let's go to home component. I will show you what this means. So if I just go ahead and just write in a heading that this is the home component, and I'll just save it, and if I just go here you will see this is the home component. But if I just go here and write something like hello, this will not show up. Basically it does, but oh no, this means we have done something wrong. Okay, so we also need an exact here, which means that it should be an exact part. You cannot just make exceptions on that. So if I just go here and do like this, it should show the home component. And if I go here and type hello or anything, hi maybe, it should not show the component. It's simple as that. Sometimes you need to keep that exact, because if you don't provide that exact value in this, like if you don't mention exact, it will just cause you trouble. And it completely depends. You can just try back and forth. If it doesn't work, you can just try putting exact in that. People usually do that. So let's go back to home component and start making it. For now I'll just make a state. So I'll just call it URL, and we'll just make the function name set URL, and we'll just make it a state, and we will make it an empty string for now, because this will be a value in the text box. So yeah, so now I'll just make a form on submit. Now I will just make a function called handle form submit. I haven't made the function yet, I'm just writing it here so that we can just make it later. Now here I can just make an input box like this: input type text, I'll just provide it a value of URL, and on change I need it to change the URL in the state. So on change I need e, and I need set URL to be e.target.value. So what this means is whenever someone types something in the text box, it will just update the state with the current thing written in the text box. So yeah, now we can also add a placeholder, enter the URL here. So I think that's enough, and we just need a submit button. So input type submit, and we will just, no, we don't need to do this. Actually, we should not do this. Yeah, so we can just provide a value here. Don't worry guys, we will just put the UI. For now I'm just trying to make it work. So yeah, so here we will just say shorten the URL, I guess. So if I just go back to, okay, handle form submit is not defined. Yeah, we need to make that function. So I'll just make an empty function for now, handle form submit, and this will be an empty function for now. We will just also pass in e because we need that so that the form doesn't reload. Yeah, I need to save this. Now you will see that box is here. Yeah, this is pretty small, but we will just provide the styling once we are done with this. So if I just go in here and try e.prevent default, this is the thing you always want to do, because if you don't do this, it will just reload the page, and that's something you don't want to do in React. In React, you never want to reload your page. So after you do e.prevent default, you can just get the value because you have the URL now. But the thing is that you need to just put that thing in the database. So now how do we deal with database? Now you need to import it. So import db from firebase.js. Now you have access to a database. So now I'll just make it an async function. I generally like to use async functions. So if I just go here and say db.collection, and we will just name this collection as urls.add, and now here we can just provide whatever we want to add. So we will just provide an URL with the URL, and then we can pass in a code. Now we need to generate a random code here. And how do we generate a random code? We need to install a new package called uuid. So I'll just stop this thing up. I'll just do npm install uuid. Now this should install this thing up. So here we go. Now we need to import that. So import from uuid. Now I can just say here like v4 has uuid v4, and now I can just pass in the function uuid v4, and it will just generate a random id. Or even better, like I should make this code before. So like I'll just make it and let code is equal to uuid v4. That's enough, and now I can just pass in the code here. It's pretty simple. And now I can just this will just add this thing up, and I could just do await here so that things work properly. And after this is done, I can just set an alert. So I'll just make an alert. This is your URL, and I'll just make it http localhost 3000 /l/ and now here I want the code. So I'll just pass in the code here, and let's see what happens if we do this. Now if I just put here http google.com. Let's shorten the URL. Okay, something is wrong. I need to inspect the element. Something might be wrong. Could not connect to server. Okay, I know why this is happening, because we haven't started the app yet. So npm start. This happens with me a lot of time, like, trust me, this is annoying. So http google.com, and if I just shorten the URL now, it should show me an alert. So yeah, so now if we just keep it like this and just go here and just reload the page, you will see that we have a new collection called URLs, which has one document and which has these things. Now we can just collect things from the database, and now we have just actually saved this in database, and the next thing we have to do is just check the URL which we are getting, and if that's the valid URL, just forward it to the requested website, and that's pretty easy. So let's do that now. So now let's make the URL handler. So to make the URL handler, first I'll make a new component which actually handles it. So I'll just name it golem.js because I don't have any other name in mind. So I'll just do rfce, and we don't need a CSS file for this because we don't have to render anything right now. Oh no. So I'll just split the spacing to 2 because I like that. And now I'll just go back to app.js and I'll just set up the path for it. Now this is important because how you do dynamic routes in React. So I'll do route exact path. Oh no, exact path, and I'll just say /l/code. So, and I'll just provide it the component of golink. So what this means that this code thing is dynamic. So if I have anything colon and in front of this I have a keyword, so that means that is a dynamic field, and I call this field as a code. So that's what that means. Now if I go back to golink.js, now I can actually configure that thing. So if I go here and I'll just get the parameters from here. So the React DOM has a great hook called use params, so that I can get all the codes and all the fields that I have passed to the URL parameters, and that's a powerful tool. So if I just do const code, which was a field name, and if I just get it from use params, and it auto imported from React.dom. Now what I can do is I can for now I will just say code, and let's see what happens. So if I just go back here and I just go to /l/ and I'll just type anything. Now you will see that whatever you type comes here. So if I type hello world, maybe hello world, it comes hello world here. So that's how this works. So we have the code right now, and what we need to do is check that code in the database if it exists. So let's just do that, and I'll just do this within an use effect because I need this to run as soon as the component loads. We don't want any kind of delay. So I'll just do this and make a function, and what an empty pair of square bracket means that we want this to run just once. So we need to import the database right now. So I'll just go ahead and import it. Import db from firebase.js, and that's how you import the database. Now we'll just go here. Now we will just try to find the data.db.collection, and we'll just specify the URLs collection, and where I need code, I'll just explain this what it means, like, and here I'll just pass in the code. So just consider this like a regular query where you are like in the collection URLs find where the code, like the, if I just go back here, I'll just show you. Now there are two fields. The first is code, so it's trying to find the code which is equal to the code we are passing, so it will just return that thing. So that's as simple as that. Okay, so if I just go here, and now what will this do? It will just return a snapshot. Now I'll just put this in a variable, so I'll just say let query, I guess. Now what will happen after this, I'll just do query dot on snapshot. On snapshot means that wherever I get the data from Firebase, and I'll just say data. This is a callback function, so I can just provide a function and do whatever I want with it. So whenever I get the data, I'll just first of all see if I have something or not. So if data is equal to empty, now if data dot empty, so if the record does not exist, I want that the website to redirect the user back to the home page. So I'll just need to get another hook from React DOM, so it's called history. So if I just get history is equal to use history, and this auto imports from React DOM. Now what I can do here is I'll just do history.push, and I'll just do this. Now this will redirect this back to the home page, and I just want to return this here so that the execution does not go further. So what will history.push do? It will just redirect it to the home page, and that's a functionality in the React DOM package. So if the data is empty, it will just do this. Now here, when the data is not empty and we actually have some data, now we can just get the URL. So I'll just do let URL is equal to, now this is a little confusing. If I just do data dot docs 0, or maybe yeah, data.docs 0. So basically this is an array. So what snapshot does is it will just return an array like this. So we need the first element because we know that we are passing a unique ID, so it will be just one. So I'll just do data.docs0.url. so I think that would be great. And let's try to just first of all get the URL here. So to do this, first we need to go ahead here and just get a valid code from here. Oh, okay, thanks mate. Now if I just go, oh no, I don't want to edit this. URL is not defined. Okay, so just make a state const URL set URL use state. Let URL, I'll just do set URL data.docs0.url. Now if I just go back to that link, so /l/ and I'll just paste the code, so it should show us the URL, but for some reason it isn't showing us the URL. So maybe there's something wrong in this. So the thing is that we don't directly access the URLs right here. So what we need to do is we just need to do like let the final data, I guess we will just call it final data, and we'll just do data.docs0, and we need to just call a function called data, and now this will just return the data into the final data. Now I can just say set URL, like I can just say final data.url, and now this should work, I guess. Now I'll just remove this console log, I don't need this. Yeah, so if you see it just returned as google.com, but what I need to do, I don't want to return google.com, I need to just go to that URL. So what I need to do is I'll just say window.location, oh no, not with local storage, location dot replace, and what this will do is redirect us to the website. So I'll just do URL here, and this should redirect us. So let's save this, and this should take us to google.com. Yeah, now this is working. Now let's just go ahead and style this thing a little bit. So I just need to style the home component, so here we go. So now let's see what we have. So first of all we need that icon. So to get that icon, I'll just install a new library called Material UI. So this is a very cool library, you guys must check out. It will just make your life simpler. So I'll just install it. So npm install, so I need to install 2 packages for it. So material UI, we need to install the core module as well as the icons module. So material UI icons, here we go. Now this will install all the icons we need. Yeah, that's done. Now it's as simple as that. So we don't need this input field input button anymore. I'll just make an icon button, and that comes from material UI core. Now I'll just put an icon here, and we need the send icon, and that was auto imported too. Wait, command Z, I need to just put this. Okay, now if I just say, oh, we need to start the server, npm start, here we go. Let's see how it looks. Okay, this is taking some time. Yeah, we just installed 2 new packages, so that's why it must be taking some time. Okay, now if you see, we got an icon and we can just click it and it just gives amazing effects. That's the magic of material UI. So to make things simpler, what I'll do, I'll just enclose this in a div. So I'll just make a div class name, and I'll just follow the BEM conventions. So the module name, so that's home, and I'll just say an input container. So that's how BEM convention works. So I'll just cut this off here, and I'll just do this after the icon button. So now I can actually style these things. So first of all, let's go to the home.css file, and I'll just say home input container, and what I'll do is I'll just say, oh no, I need to manage the spacing. Okay, so now I will just say that home input container, and I'll just give it a border of 1 pixel solid black, and let's see how it looks. Okay, it looks like this. We don't want it like this, so I'll just say display flex. So okay, so this increased this height. Now we need to just change the width of this thing. So I'll just say width like 50% or maybe 45%, I don't know. Oh no, I can't type anymore. Okay, so now let's center this thing up. So to do that, I'll just apply flex to the body, because we don't have anything to just place around this. So I'll just say body display flex. I'll just do align item center, justify content center, and now let's see how it looks. Okay, so we need to also just provide it a height of 100 view height. There we go. Now we have this thing set up. Now okay, something is wrong here. Let's just forget the width and let's see what happens first. Okay, so this is how it looks, and this is how we exactly want it to be. So I'll just increase the width of the input. So let's go ahead and do home input container, and I'll just do the first input field of this, and I'll just say width to be like 100 pixels, I guess. I'm not sure. No, it must be at least 300. Okay, that's clean. Now let's go ahead and remove all its borders. So border none, and let's see how it looks. Okay, so this is cool. Now let's give it a little padding. So padding left, we need a padding left, so let's give it like 5 pixels. I guess that would be cool. Now we need even more, so let's just give it 15 pixels. Yeah, even better. So now what we'll do is we'll just make some rounded corners on this. So Let's go ahead and I'll just say border radius to be. So the trick is that you can just put any large value and it will just perfectly round it. So I'll just do 9999 pixels, and if I just save this, it will just do like this. But the problem is something is happening right here, so I need to just provide a margin to the text box, I guess. So I'll just do this margin left. I guess this should work. Or what if I just increase the Z index? I haven't tried this, so let's try this. So if I just do this and I just okay, it should work, but okay, anyways, I'll just switch it to margin and let's see what happens. Okay, better than before. So let's go ahead and increase it to 20. Here we go. Now let's also remove this weird outline. We don't want this, so we'll just go here and I'll just do outline none, and that's it. Now if you just do this, you will get a link. You hopefully should get a link. Okay, you are not getting a link because we need to specify that this is a submit button. So we'll just do this dot, we'll just go ahead and specify the type as submit, and this should be a submit button. So if I just include https facebook.com and I'll just press enter, yeah, this works. And let's go back here, home.css, and let's just provide it a font size. I'll just give it like 20 pixels for now. Let's see how it looks. Okay, this is cool. I love this. Now let's go ahead and just try to give some box shadow to this. I'll just give it 1 pixel, 1 pixel, 5 pixel, black. Let's see how it looks. I don't know anything about shadows. 5 pixel is a overkill for this, I guess. 3. Yeah, I think this should be good. Like, I'm not good in shadows, so yeah. We just also should just include a heading here. So what if I just go here and just say and give it an h1 URL shortener. There we go. But we need to just align it center, so I'll just put it inside this, I guess. No, wait. What I can do is I can just say, like, I can just give it a class first. Oh, this is a difficult one. Okay, so what if I just make a new div class center, home center actually, and I'll just put in the h1 here, and I'll just say URL shortener. Okay, so what we need to do now in here, I just go home center and let's do text align center. I guess this should work. Yeah, this works. And we also give it a margin bottom, like 30 pixels. Yeah, so this is the URL shortener we wanted to make. So this works, and this is a cool project for beginners. Like, I know, like, this is a video I made after a long time, and I plan to make frequent videos than I used to make before, and now I have a powerful machine, so I don't have problems for making videos and good content. So I'll see you guys in the next video.